Imagine being 92 years old. Still walking every day. Still gardening. Still climbing stairs without help. No gym membership. No workout program. This isn't rare in certain parts of the world. In fact, researchers studying the longest living people on Earth discovered something surprising. Their secret to staying mobile isn't exercise. It's something much smaller, happening all day long. And the strange part? Most of us stopped doing it years ago. A few years ago, researchers began studying regions where people consistently live longer than almost anywhere else. Places like Okinawa in Japan and Sardinia in Italy. These areas are now known as blue zones, a term popularized by researcher Dan Buettner while working with teams connected to the National Geographic Society and scientists studying aging. The expectation was simple. Researchers assumed they'd find strict diets and disciplined exercise routines. But that's not what they found. Not even close. The surprising observation. When scientists looked at the daily lives of seniors in these communities, they noticed something strange. The healthiest 80 and 90-year-olds weren't going to the gym. They weren't following workout programs. They weren't counting steps. Instead, they were just living their lives. Walking to visit friends. Working in gardens. Cooking. Carrying groceries. Standing up, sitting down, bending, reaching. Hundreds of tiny movements, spread across the entire day. The science reveal. One of the most famous research projects examining this was the Okinawa Centenarian Study. Scientists found that many residents who lived past 100 stayed active simply because their environment encouraged natural daily movement. Even furniture played a role. Many homes traditionally use floor seating, which means people squat and stand dozens of times every day. Over decades, those tiny movements add up. Not just to exercise, but to lifelong mobility. The problem in modern life. Now compare that to modern life. Many of us wake up, sit in a car, sit at a desk, sit during meals, sit on the couch. Hours pass where the body barely moves. And according to research supported by the National Institute on Aging, long periods of inactivity can gradually weaken muscles, reduce balance, and increase the risk of mobility loss later in life. In other words, our lifestyle quietly trains the body to stop moving. The micro-movement method. But the people in blue zone communities accidentally discovered a different approach. What researchers now call micro-movement. Instead of one intense workout, they accumulate hundreds of small movements daily. Things like standing up repeatedly, walking short distances, carrying small loads, squatting, reaching, climbing. Each movement seems insignificant, but together, they create constant activity. The longevity advantage. And here's the powerful part. These small movements train the body for the exact things it needs later in life. Standing, bouncing, lifting, walking, climbing. Which is why many seniors in blue zone regions remain mobile and independent well into their 80s and 90s. Their bodies never stop practicing the movements of life. Practical application. The good news? You don't have to move to a remote village to benefit from this. You can recreate micro-movement in your own day. Try this: stand up every 20 to 30 minutes. Walk when you take phone calls. Carry groceries instead of rolling them. Use stairs whenever possible. Squat instead of bending from the waist. These small habits may feel trivial, but over time, they transform how your body moves. In closing, so the secret to lifelong mobility might not be harder workouts. It might be something far simpler. A life that never stops moving. Because in the world's longest living communities, people don't train for life. They simply live in motion. And that motion adds up. For decades. If you found this interesting, subscribe for more science-backed insights into longevity and healthy living. And before you click away, stand up for a second. Take a few steps. You've just started your first micro movement.